Hey Elise, this is Donnie. I wanted to go over what's in this file. So I've got on the Google Drive under research papers, this is where I put our stuff, and I put a set of articles that I have. I'm not sure that this is everything, but I think it's pretty close. Um, so all the CMA files are in here, and I think I ran my analyses on these in here, so don't delete those. I've got them backed up though. And then I can go through some of these other things here. So this calculation sheet was just how I was aggregating. So we may have to later on figure out if there's more than one effect size that we want to combine. Either there might be several comparison groups, so we want to combine the effect size that way, or there may be several measures of depression and we want to combine them. So what I did was I think I um, like took an average of the n, and then it ended up taking an average d effect size and taking an average of the standard error. So anyway, we said we were going to punt on that. This one is the master sheet that they made us, and I'm not sure how current it is, but it might save us some work. But I think we might need to double check parts of it. I think there are some articles that are in this list that we didn't actually end up including in the meta-analysis. So this one, I think, are screenshots of exactly what I ran, and I don't remember if I updated this like with my final run, or if I maybe ran it one more time and there might have been some small tweaks with this. So we can check that. But down here we have a comparison group for gratitude. So these are the studies that got included in a meta-analysis where you compare a gratitude intervention to some sort of comparison activity, but it's not a measurement only control. And then control gratitude, this is the meta-analysis where we were comparing a gratitude intervention to a measurement only control. And you'll see like they got named based on their unique number, not necessarily the author. And part of that's how you have to run things in CMA. You have to give each study kind of a unique identifier. So same thing, comparison anxiety, control anxiety, and then we have comparison life satisfaction, and then weak strong, and then a control. So for each of these meta-analyses, like I can give you an example. So if we open up this anxiety one and we run it, this is the program that runs meta-analysis. And then we go in here and we select comparison. So there weren't really enough studies to do control for this one. These numbers ought to match what we have under comparison for anxiety. So 0.33, 6, 8, 3, 3, 3. And let's see. So these match up. And then this, I ran a couple of other analyses and pasted in my output. So that's actually good news because it looks like pretty close to what we did. We'll be able to replicate. So it's kind of coming back to me what's in that data set. And then the last one, I think I went through and double checked every single effect size, especially ones that look like they were in a funky direction. So you see this orange, like I went back and actually confirmed and made sure that these numbers looked right. And I think what I also did was like I went through each of those different analyses and I put the unique number from my checklist, and then I actually located which study it was associated with, and this is which of the analyses were involved, and then I think I used this to kind of calculate an overall N for the entire sample. I'm kind of getting rid of duplicate analyses. So anyway, point being, I think the goal is the same as what we were talking about yesterday. So we want to kind of create a master sheet in Excel where we kind of summarize exactly which studies are included in each meta-analysis, and we kind of recreate some of the different moderators that were actually measured in the study. And we're doing that to work towards kind of providing supplemental materials for the reviewers to be able to look at exactly what was involved in the study. And then, there's parts where we'll end up needing to kind of have a second person code the moderator so we can calculate a kappa, which indicates reliability for that coding. And the thing that I'm still thinking about is we may need to do something different with how we aggregate it across more than one effect size. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful for just orienting to what's in our folder there. Let me see. Let me make sure there's not anything else. So these are all different versions of my manuscript and the most recent version of our letter. These coding sheets, I don't know that they're completely current anymore, but it's what it was the initial coding by everybody. So if you want to go back and look at those at some point to double check something, that might be helpful. But I think some of those may be a little outdated as I was making changes and kind of correcting errors. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess what I kind of seen us doing, if we look at this one, is some of these initial runs. So for gratitude and anxiety, didn't have a ton of studies. So I think we should start by kind of here. Let me get back over to the manuscript. Yeah, so, I mean, if we look at the table here, we could start by kind of finalizing and double checking these analyses. So get the control group stuff done, and then we could kind of finalize the anxiety and gratitude alternative because there was less complexity to that. So kind of get that part done. And then this is the part that may take a little more time, is kind of, so we ran our moderators actually on this psychological well-being alternative, and we had those combined. So I don't have the numbers in, but we probably put the numbers across here for that combined effect. And then we ran a couple of analyses where we split the alternative into two different kinds, a weak alternative and a strong. And we're going to change the language for that. But so anyway, I think we can save this part here for last. But over the next week or two, I think we could try to finalize these two parts. So it's really only 5 studies in that one, 6 in this one, 15 in this one, and 5 in that one. So that's kind of my goal for this week, and it may bleed into the next week.